for New Jersey's next governor is heating up as voters head to the polls tomorrow for the primary. With 11 major candidates vying for the nomination, the contest is shaping up to be a defining moment for the future of the state. Joining us now is Kristoffer Shields, professor and director of Eagleton Center on the American governor. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mary. It's great to be here.
And why is this primary being viewed as a national bellwether for the Democratic Party?
I think there are a lot of reasons. I think, some of it is timing. New Jersey is one of only two states, along with Virginia, to have a gubernatorial race the year after a presidential race. So there's always a lot of attention paid on the New Jersey gubernatorial race because it's that first opportunity for voters to go to the polls following the new presidential administration. So you get a sense of what voters are thinking, how voters are responding to a new presidential administration. And then this year for the Democrats in particular, I think people are trying to get a sense of how Democrats want the party to respond to the Trump administration. And with 6 candidates, all of whom have a really legitimate chance of winning the primary, and all of whom sort of represent different approaches to how to deal with the Trump administration, I think people are really looking at this as an opportunity to get to know how Democratic voters want the Democratic Party to respond. So there are a number of reasons that all eyes are on New Jersey, but that's how we like it here, right?
In the wake of Trump's gains last year, even in traditionally blue states like New Jersey, are there any signs that Democrats could lose this governor's race?
Yeah, Democrats could absolutely lose this governor's race. I think it's hard to predict in politics. Right now, in particular, it's hard to predict next week, let alone next fall. But I think as we go into August and September, I think this will largely probably be seen as a 50-50 race, pretty much a toss-up. There's no incumbent. Republicans have made pretty significant progress in New Jersey over the last couple election cycles. President Trump did much better in New Jersey in 2024 than he did in 2020. And if you go back 4 years to when Governor Murphy was reelected in the state, that race also was closer than a lot of people expected. The other thing, about the governor's office in New Jersey is it's long been a fairly purple office. We think of New Jersey as a blue state, but we had a 2-term Republican governor right before Governor Murphy and Chris Christie. And really, the governor's office has gone back and forth between Democrats and Republicans in New Jersey. So I think it's likely to be a really close race come November, which means that people will continue to follow it closely.
Which Democratic candidates are standing out among voters?
Unlike on the Republican side, on the Democratic side, it's really hard to pick out a front runner at this point. Recent polling has shown Mikey Sherrill with a slight lead, perhaps, but always within the margin of error. And so I think if you told me right now that you were going to wake me up on Wednesday morning and tell me that any of the 6 had won the Democratic nomination, I really wouldn't be very surprised. And that's a big story, right? That's rare, particularly in New Jersey gubernatorial politics. It's a really rare situation. You have to go back decades to find a similar kind of primary where you have 6 candidates, all of whom have an argument and all of whom have a voting population that is really sort of behind them, any of whom could win. So, turnout's going to be really important. Which candidate can get their voters to get to the polls tomorrow is going to really be what determines this, I think.
And what about the Republican side?
Yeah, on the Republican side, I think there's a little bit more of a front runner. I think most people are saying that Jack Ciattarelli is the favorite at this point. Have to be careful when we're predicting elections because there's a reason we vote, right? And it can be unpredictable, particularly in a primary, in an off-year election where turnout is likely to be a little bit lower. Small changes in who shows up to vote and how many people turn up to vote can have really dramatic impact on the results. But I think right now most people watching are expecting Jack Ciattarelli. That's one where if he does not win, that it would be a bit of a surprise.
Kristoffer Shields from the Eagleton Center on the American Governor. Thanks so much for taking some time to talk to us.
My pleasure. Anytime, Mary.
And we have in-depth interviews with the candidates on our website. You can also find Christine Sloan's Diner series showing what's on the minds of New Jersey voters. All of that on CBSNewYork.com.